Hey everyone and welcome to a very scuffed recording again. The thing has happened again, I didn't record my audio, so I have a video with no audio. So I decided, you know what, I could just upload something with absolute silence. Couldn't I have co-host Millie, who's with me here as well, suffering with me? And I thought, you know what, I've just recorded this episode, let me just go back through it because I vaguely remember what was going on. Right now I would have been talking about our previous run, which was the hot potato run. But we decided for this run, we're going to play as Judas, because Judas... We've already done Mother, we only have to go for Beast. I've obviously not unlocked Tainted Judas character, so, you know, I had that as well going for me. Wow, a long introduction for me as usual. Yeah, -1 win streak, but I'm basically saying that, you know, we're going for the Beast. We have to leave trinkets on the boss fights, and that's our goal. Beat Beast, unlock Tainted Judas. Come on, Andalono, get into it. Finally, I started the run. Past me... What an asshole. Anyway, so Judas, and I'm gonna just say what I always say. You want to pick up HP as early as possible as Judas. Sorry, Millie, I just actually spat on you. I'm so sorry. Bit too much saliva, haven't I, Millie? But yeah, we want to pick HP up as soon as possible. So I can't go in the curse room because, you know, the likelihood is that it would kill me. If there was no health in there, that is. I'm like, oh, actually, you know what? I'll take this item. But I can't right now because I have no bomb. And you know what? There's always a bomb on the first floor, right? Right? But anyway, I'm just like moaning here. It's like, oh, why have I gone in this room? Like, I'm going to waste a book charge because, you know, this room would give me 2 charges and I only had 1 spare. I'd have liked the book use on the big room anyway because we want to use a book on big rooms. Because, you know, typically the bigger rooms are harder. Or at least they have more enemies, so you want to kill them faster. Otherwise you're going to take some damage. Anyway, this room is a bit of a pain. The spiders honestly give me a bit of grief coming forwards. Just hiding on the other side of the room. It's like, can you please come over here? And every time I walk to them, they walk away. Eventually I pluck up the courage to go and attack them. Like Millie's plucking up the courage to come and attack me right now for spitting on her. I did it by accident, come on. I peeped the shop because, you know, it's free. Buy a spirit heart. Hey, we've got HP now. I could go and get the item, but I figure, you know what? I don't want to waste my spirit heart on it when we're just going to pick up a bomb, right? Okay, not that type of bomb. But nice try game. Anyway, by now I'm thinking like, well, I kind of don't want to use my book charge because the boss is probably coming up, so... I'm going to get a bit of too good to use syndrome. Isn't that right, Millie? She's watching intently as well. You're the first viewer of this video, Millie. You don't give me a view in the analytics, but it still counts, right? Anyway, I know the boss room is one after this, but I decided to pop the book charge just to clear this room without being hit, because these yellow spiders can quite easily, you know, swarm you and overwhelm you. So I'm like, you know what? Let's just one-shot them. The boss isn't going to be too hard, right? It's only the first floor. We don't need the book charge, right? Anyway, I'm still like hoping out for this bomb right now, and as you may have noticed, I've not picked up a bomb yet on this floor. I could have bought one at the shop, and I did like discuss this, that it might have been worth buying a bomb. But if I take half a spirit heart damage, I can walk on the spikes for basically half a heart anyway, so it's kind of a moot point. Anyway, I'm doing some expert dodging right now. You know, protect your health as much as possible. Then I forget who I'm fighting, so I'm like, oh, you're just the guy that just shoots out spiders, right? It's like, I'll kill the spider and everything's good. And then wham, right in the kisser. You know? I always forget he fires out that, like, spread tear attack. So now I'm a bit more concerned, because, like, if I get hit one more time, I can't go and get, infestation. Which I kind of want. Another thing I'm just going to be open about, I'm not happy with how I play on this run. I think I say at one point this is the worst I've played for about 30 episodes, and I honestly agree with that. Anyway, here's a trinket that we'll eventually leave on this floor. I pick it up and go, wait a minute, I need to leave a trinket, so I just go back and put it in there. Maybe at the end of the run, or the end of the floor. But right now I'm going like, look at this health, like, I'll trade this health away for an item. Especially the bone heart. The bone heart is very useful, Millie. So I'm like, waste the red heart, get infestation, pick up this half heart. I then decided to go in the curse room because, you know, I'm like, I'm on a high now. Things have just gone well for me, and there was a spirit heart in there. Which is actually pretty good, protects my bone heart. I think by now I'm discussing saying like, okay, Mysterious Paper, we need to drop this in the boss fight. Give me a cracked key. It's right before the home floor as well, which is the best place to get the cracked key because I can use like other cards then like more aggressively up until that point. I'd also mention for like the beast fight and going for it, Book of Belial is not a bad book to have because in the beast fight you're going to get multiple charges of it, so potentially you could start going stronger and stronger and stronger. So at this point I'm also considering just keeping the book the entire fight or the entire run. But again, just rooms full of flies. We're trying to protect as much of our HP as possible. I waste a lot of it. As I mentioned before, I think this is the worst I played for quite a long time. I don't even know why. Sometimes I play bad at the start of a recording session, but this was at the end of a recording session, so maybe I was a bit tired, a bit hungry. Hadn't eaten yet today, and it was like 2 PM when I was doing this. So I was like, you know what, I need to get some food. I also had to call the hospital, so I had other things on my mind, I think, as I was playing this, so maybe not at my prime. But, you know what, I could have easily just thrown this video out as silence. But I was like, no. The people want my commentary, I think. Maybe they don't, honestly, but you're getting it anyway. Right. You know what makes this harder to do, Millie? You sat with your head front and centre. I know you want to be the first viewer, but, it's not going to be good for your little kitty eyes, this, is it? Staring right at a screen, an inch away. I decided to bomb pots for free bombs because, that is honestly a good value. All I need is, like, 1 coin from one of these pots, and it's worth. I get nothing, but it was still the correct play. So we're hoping for a good item here. Honestly, so far the items have been pretty okay. Nothing I should be too worried about. DPS isn't too bad for Judas. He starts with a lot of damage anyway, especially with Book of Belial. You're following Judas very intently, Millie. And we get Acid Baby. Acid Baby I don't really like as an item. I don't think it's bad. But I decided to use it proactively. So normally I just pop pills, it drops, and just forget about it. But Acid Baby has another use. If you go into a room and pop a pill, it does mass poison damage. Again, that was some really bad damage from me, just shooting enemies into the wall and bouncing off the wall and hitting me. Not great damage though. We pick up a pill and I go, you know what? I'm going to walk into a room and just pop pills. I know paralysis could be bad. Like, I'm excited could be bad. I mean, it's bad anyway if you pop an I'm excited pill on the floor. But I'm like, let's just do it anyway. Let's get the use of poison damage. Because, like, Toxic Shock is really good as an item. So I'm sort of like, maybe Acid Baby is just like a potentially worse version of Toxic Shock. I think, and I quote, say this is the worst second secret room you can get. But it's not true. There are advantages to it. Sorry, my voice is going a little bit. Here's another trinket. And I go like, I'll drop this in the boss room too, just in case. Refreshed my vocal cords a little bit. Although I guess not my vocal cords, because that would just be a form of drowning, wouldn't it be, Miller? If my drink was refreshing them, but I don't know. Made me feel better. Anyway, we get Addicted, which is possibly the worst pill I could get in a boss fight. I didn't even consider it. So if I get hit, I take double damage. And I get hit right at the end of the fight, so I lose like a full heart. Possibly even more, actually, now that I think about it, because of Addicted, and it was a champion boss, so I lose a lot. Anyway, at the moment, the game has given me so much HP, and I've just thrown it all away. The game, though, starts to get mad at me. Offering me Betrayal on the Devil Deal, disgusting. And I think I'm commenting by now, and I've mentioned this before, Devil Deals are definitely not as good as they used to be. I think it's, like, viable to do an Angel Deal run now. As before, it just is kind of like, There's a lot of bad Angel Deal items. There still are. I think really what it comes down to is actually the Devil Deal has been brought down towards an Angel Deal level, and Angel Deal has sort of been elevated slightly. I think that's the best way to call it. I just think, in general, it's a nerf of that room. Which is fair enough. It was a super strong room, and there are some strong items in the game since we've been unlocking them. Maybe even more strong ones, like the Ice Tear synergies. They're pretty good. Are you enjoying this, Millie? Again, still right front and centre. I think I took another hit there, and I'm sort of like lamenting my, my hand-to-eye coordination. It's like, your brain, you have to like initialize some electrical response in your nerves to, push the WASD keys depending on, what's going on. I think that's what I was talking about. Honestly, some of my runs today have merged. I might have mentioned this in another run. Because now that I think about it, I think I mentioned this in a greed run, and this isn't a greed run, so maybe you're hearing the same thing twice. If you are, don't worry, it's not deja vu, it's just me. We have a book charge, and the boss fight's here. Let's do it. So again, kind of an annoying boss, but not too hard. Just deal with these one at a time, and you're normally fine. So I'm pretty content with how I'm dealing with things, killing everything. Nice dodge there, honestly. The best dodge in my video. And then literally as we end the fight, I get a hit. Marbles, I like it. I like smelting trinkets to myself, and this is effectively trinket smelting with a catch. I take paperclip. I think this was the best one, rather than... I can't remember what that word is. It's like loopworm or something. I pick up another pill to do mass poison damage. And it's what makes you larger. Not a great pill, but not terrible, honestly. It's definitely better than Addicted. This room, again, I complained about. So this room's been in the game for quite a while, probably since Afterbirth at least. And I feel like it's a room that if you don't have damage on it, it's really terrible. It's kind of like one of the harder rooms, I think, for this floor. I always feel like one of the worms turns on you immediately and just hits you. Admittedly, you shouldn't take 2 hits. I decided to do this in case it's a spirit heart, and, it's just some spiders. So, honestly, this is a bit of a waste of time. But, that being said, Book of Belial will get recharged during the boss rush. Or the mini boss rush, whatever it's, boss trap room. So, it's not all lost. It's just my time that I was wasting. And really, how much is my time worth? Leave the mouse alone. Again, this isn't a commentary on the game, this is commentary on the co-host. This could just be an ASMR cat petting stream as well with Isaac in the background. I have considered that. But yeah. Anyway, we found more pills, and I'm like, ooh, more Master Room poison damage. That'll be great. It's amnesia. And by now, and again, I get hit right at the end of the room. So I've thrown away, honestly, at this point in the game, maybe 7 hearts. It's insane. We get a garbage item. I peeped the shop just out of interest, and the shop is not good. I'd probably blow this nerd up. I think I consider getting remote detonate for some weird reason. Alright, I get the card in the end. Okay. I guess that's what I was pondering. And then I'm like, you know what? Amnesia, I'm out of here. It's like, I already can't remember where I'm going. So, get out. Move on to the next floor. The run's still not terrible. I sort of bet on the secret room being here. I think it's either on the left or the right side of this room, and honestly, I get lucky on the 50-50. Pick up a few consumables, but the major, issue at the moment is that I've not got a lot of health. Was it my own fault? Yes. I also don't swallow that trinket, which is kind of annoying, so I just take it down to the next floor. Still, it means now I've left 4 cracked keys, which is kind of nice, because I can use cracked keys, proactively too. I don't have to just unlock the tainted character. I can get additional runes. You're very much enjoying this, aren't you? Is it the moving tears that are getting you off? Anyway, spider jumps across the map and hits me. The usual. But I don't know. I don't know what was wrong with me, honestly, in this episode. It's the worst that I've played. If it wasn't for something special happening, I probably would have just tossed the video, but something interesting happens towards the end of the run, so I figured, you know what, we'll record it. I also decided to play this because I'm trying to swallow my trinket desperately with marble. But, no dice. Also, money is pretty good. So's blood bag. More HP is nice. We have Curse of the Lost, which is pretty annoying because I already don't know where I'm going, so not being having a map is not helping me. And it's basically now 2 floors I've not had a map because of the amnesia bill. You can tell I'm desperate because I'm shooting poops. Again, deal with the most annoying enemy in here. I think I have a very close call with one of these bats. Or maybe not. Might be another floor. There's a really good dodge on a bat I do eventually. Right, dodging red fires and dodging this guy charging me down. I decide to shoot the red fires. That's kind of a useful thing to do. Arcade. What's in the arcade? Is there a demon judgment? No. But I'm like, you know what? I don't think I decide this now. I just go like, there's not a lot I can do here right now. But if we can get blood back from the other blood donation machine, then we can play that donation machine. And maybe we can pop out of control that way. So I go, you know what? I'm going to go find the shop. Again, horrible damage. Mystery pill. Mass room poison. It was Horf. So lucky that it was this room. But I'll take it. Sorry for sneezing as well. I would push my mute key, but that's what led to this problem in the first case, I think. I think I fat-fingered mute as I started my recording because I have mute next to the start button. Which, maybe I should move, actually, but anyway, it's there for now. Only affects this video this time, by the way. It's going to be a one-off. I fix it after this because I noticed it immediately. It's like, well, I've recorded a video with no audio. But we'll stick this on at the end, won't we? You wild little kitten. I'm worried that you're reaching for the mute key, actually. Anyway, 1 bomb for a red chest and a bomb. That is a good deal. Oh, also the half red heart I forgot about. 2 spirit hearts. Honestly, the game has been nice to me. If I played well, I probably would have had like 12 health at this point. Then I start relenting this because I've taken lots of really unlucky damage in my opinion. It's not really unlucky, it's just that I wasn't playing well. But I bounced that guy into the wall like twice. And he eventually hits me. But I could have probably done better with it. We get another red heart drop here, which is perfect for the blood bank. Prayer card. I'm like, we're going to take this for the rest of the run. And then I sort of have second thoughts and go, you know what? I want Book of Belial for the beast fight. But we can pop prayer card later just as we leave the floor. And that's fine. Anyway, we're looking for the boss. I'm getting a bit too good to use syndrome with Book of Belial again. Especially since I don't have my map. I'm like, I don't know where I'm going. Take another hit off a champion enemy, no less. I swallowed my trinket as well, I think, at that point. So, I've now got the paperclip. Here's that weird dodge I do on a bat. I sort of see him coming in, I just stop. It was more panic. And then I take another hit, just as I finish the room. Kind of the story of this run. Just as I kill, like, every enemy, the last enemy hits me. So, we're on 1.5 hearts again. A bit of a risky place to be. Mega dodge there, honestly. Another nice dodge. And we didn't get hit at the end of the room. Congratulations, the first room this run. Caffeine pill to reduce our size. I kind of complain that this isn't a great idea, item Glyph of Balance, but it does give me 2 spirit hearts. By now I've decided my pill rotation is terrible, and I'm not risking being paralyzed when I walk into a room. I also don't have a bomb to go into that, what was probably the second secret room on the left. I don't think I get the second secret room in here now. I'm looking for my shop, I think. I have 10 coins. I'm like, we could make some good things happen. I lose more HP just trapped in the corner. Never a good idea to, like, corner yourself in this game. Anyway, more bats. You know, one of my favourite enemies, bats. No, honestly, they're actually fine. This is kind of one of my least favourite map types, though. With voids everywhere when you can't fly. But honestly, I don't know how many times per room I'm getting hit, but it's close to 1 at the moment, so it's kind of amazing how long this run goes. I pick up another pill and I just pop it, I think. Tears Up is the first good pill of this run. Like another big room, sure. I'll pop book. It's like, why am I holding the book? I let a spider just run into me. So that's Glyph of Balance's HP basically gone now. I don't know, maybe I was having a stroke during this video or something. Something felt wrong. Anyway, I use my 1 bomb to get 2 bombs. That's a great deal. I go for a pill here, which is kind of pointless, really. I should have saved the bomb. And then I trade a bomb for a bomb and a pill in the end. And the pill is looked down, so I'm like, nope, not worth mass room poison. There's a long room. I do some pretty nice dodges in here, honestly. This was one of my better rooms of the run, I think. Or at least the early part of the game. I promise you I improve at the end of the game. I start playing well again around near the mum fight. Anyway, I decided not to go in the curse room because I just don't have the HP for it. Because I want to play Blood Bank again, so I kind of want some spirit hearts. If I went in the curse room and got nothing, I would be on half a spirit. I did have a Hermit card, so that was my other consideration, to spend half a Spirit Heart and Hermit out. But I'm like, nah. Anyway, by this point I'm lost. I'm like, where am I going? It's like I've looped around. I couldn't find the shop, so I was like, you know what? This money will go to the Angel Judgment, and I will play the Blood Bank again. So, pop the Blood Bank. 1, 2. That's 15 coins. 15 coins is enough to play an Angel Judgment, right? So let's march my way back to the arcade. My little triangle head. I don't know why I went down then. I guess I forgot where I was going for a brief moment. Anyway, let's start playing this guy. I have a bomb as well, so I'm like, I'm going to blow up the battery beggar as well. Red heart, just what I wanted. Thank you. Another red heart. We'll blow this guy up. It's like perfect. Coin, coin, coin. A full card. It's like, sure, whatever. I don't really care. Both do the same thing. Hermit's probably a little bit better. And we get HP up. Here's me playing intelligent. We're going to trade away the red health before we pick up the HP up. Why? Because it gives you a red heart additional to the health container you get. So I empty this container out. And then we start coming back. It's a bit tedious. It'd be nice if I found the arcade first, I suppose, because I would have played that blood bank thing first. But I'm trying to get this one to pay out. So I know there's a red heart over there still. And I'm like, I'm going to go hard on this. I really want blood back. I know. A lot of money is not too bad. It's also paying out with flies because of infestation, so it's actually not terrible. And I think I talk around this point, if I get IV back, it would actually be a consideration to take. Because I do have a light damage yourself synergy. But by light, I mean seriously light. So I pick up the red heart again. I don't know why I pick up the full card again. I think I just to check it. I have no bombs, otherwise I'd have bombed the blood bank in there. And I think I basically decided at this point I'm going to pay this extra red heart, pick up the red heart that we have later on in the floor, and I'm just going to leave. So, no payout. I gave you like, I don't know, 5 red hearts I think, so not unusual. We did get a good chunk of loose change, but that's all we had. No ability to fly, so I couldn't get that. There was no point getting the charge key, I had no bomb either. Here's this red heart. Oh, I thought I'd keep it actually. I guess I put this into the machine as well. Newsflash, I don't think this pays out. Sorry to spoil it for anyone, but I did kind of say already that it's not paid out. Give me a few more pennies. But I'm really fishing at this point for any advantage I can get. Because, you know, I'm like looking at my items and like the items are pretty good, honestly, on the right. But you have to get good fast to beat the beast. That's kind of the difficulty about the challenge. Because you don't get a huge benefit off the up floors when you're going back through the game again. You don't get like items and stuff, so you really rely on your early game items. Anyway. Do I leave that half red heart? Yeah, I do. By the way, if any like vigilant people may have noticed, I forgot blank cards. I don't come back and use it, so I'm sorry about that. I missed out on 1 HP doing this. Anyway, we get a nice red heart drop it early, which is perfect. Again, I don't feel like I can go in the curse room. My flies are helping me greatly. That was a great shot, honestly. And we find greed here. So greed's not on our shop. That's good news because I have good money. We can also get in the curse room for free. Hey, I have a bomb. Can I get a spirit heart, please? No. Troll. Like, thanks, Ed. I'm like lamenting the game at this point, but honestly, it's still all my fault. The game like front-loaded me the health and I just threw it away. Anyway, nice dodge there. Probably should have booked a Belial, honestly, in this room. Don't know what I was doing. I guess there are big rooms all around me, but I probably should have done one early with the book. Anyway, big room. Double boss. Will I book? Will I book? Apparently not. Why? I don't know. I'm just stupid. I think I'm in a bit of tilt. I kind of get telefried there, which again salts me up a little bit. Perfect hit by the boss. You know, I'm now on half a spirit heart and 1 red heart. I think at this point I'm assuming the run is going to be over. But get some nice red heart drops. Is this going to be a good pill? No, it's amnesia. Get rid of it. And move on. You know, just save this bookable L charge. It might save you in your next life. Anyway, kind of a tricky room. Enemies that jump on you are pretty annoying. You have to pay close attention to shadows and sounds. Especially when they hide behind rocks, but we clear this pretty fine. Thanks for the key. We're not going to trade a key for a bomb right now because I only have 1 bomb. A tinted rock could be huge for me. We're trying to avoid this champion enemy as much as possible, avoiding the turret. I'm playing it very safe right now. It's PU55Y stats. I get hit. Like, I didn't see it against the background. I think I actually complained there. I do see it on the replay that a shot came in. I just didn't see what happened at the time. I now have 2 red hearts. I'm like, I'm going to lose my angel deal precedent or devil deal precedent. Admittedly, it's like nothing at the moment. It's 18%. So, you know, don't sweat it too much. I tried to bomb the secret room and the skull at the same time, and I get nothing. I don't think that was close enough to find the secret room, but I don't get the skull either. I think I'm talking about this point as well, saying like, we'll fight the boss now. I've got a book charge. We'll just try to not get hit. But like, I'm hoping for a dice room because I want to reroll. The first attack the boss makes hits me. The second one hits me as well. So I'm like, okay, we're going to die here. But then I'm like, no. The believers, I have to do it for them. We don't get the 1% devil deal chance. This is an incredible experimental pill, by the way, because I think this is a damage up and a health up. So I'm like, okay, game, I see what you're like putting in front of me. I think it was a huge range down from what I remember. But like, it's irrelevant. I will trade damage and health for range any day of the week. Okay, some more of these guys. I kind of get distracted here and run into someone from the bottom of the screen that I'm not really paying attention to. Again, truly terrible damage. You can see at this point, like, why I'm saying this is one of my worst videos. Like, we play so poorly. Considering, like, I've taken Tainted Lost with, like, 1 holy card down here. So I've been hit once, basically, up until the mum fight. I'm not even on the mum floor yet. We'll take Brittle Bones, by the way. Yeah, we get hit so much in this run. We must have lost, like, 15 HP by now. It's insane. I see Trinket Smelter and I'm like, I want to, but I've got marble, so I don't need it. I'm hoping for red hearts here. I'm trying to fill my bone hearts up from Brittle Bones. I like the item Brittle Bones. I like bone hearts. You know, feels good. Feels like something else I can throw away over the course of the game. I see the dice room and I'm like, if this is a D6 room, we're re-rolling. This run's not good enough. Like, it's not good enough to beat the beast. We need something else. I'm also noticing down here that, like, the Soul of Cain, that lets me go into the red rooms. And this is a pretty good use of Soul of Cain in here, because this opens up 3 red doors, I think. Like, to the left of me now, to the right of me now, and then to the far right of the room. And it gives me a demon heart, so I'm like, bomb here, make a bridge, walk around the side. And you get a key and a dime for it. What a deal. So we pop Soul of Cain. I think at this point I'm considering not doing it. And then I'm like, you know what? This is good enough. Yeah. 6 room. That's a full reroll. Let's do it. Now my run is actually good. So I have this sword item which we unlocked from the challenge. I have Holy Light. So, you know, we have big damage. And I have Tech 0. It's kind of hard to see it unless I spam the swords, but occasionally electricity is between the flying sword. We get a secret room from the red room, which is great because they almost always have items. This is Immaculate Conception as well, so this gives you angelic familiars every so often. I think it's after getting hit you have a chance of getting one. Something like that, isn't it, Millie? Do you know? I wish I could, like, tell you the picture of, like, or paint you the picture of what Millie looked at me like then. She's like, what are you talking about? I don't care, let me sleep. Anyway, I remember at this point the sword can pick up items, so I'm like, yep, free red heart. I may throw away some health there, but sure. Great, addicted, just what I wanted. But I'm like, let's check these red rooms, just in case there's something interesting adjacent to it. Oh, by the way, this means I lose Book of Belial as well, because the D6 rerolls your active item. I did want to take that into the beast fight, but, you know, we weren't winning anyway. But I am desperately looking for a new active item now as well. But I'm pretty happy with my lot in life. I picked that up. Normally I try and save that for a spirit heart, but I'm kind of like, it's highly unlikely we fill up our red heart containers this floor. So, the more bone hearts I can protect, the better. The shop rerolls, hey, that's a pretty good item, the habit. So I take that. I can't remember why I walked back in here. I think I just think that I didn't take an item on this floor and I just can't remember it. I decided to blow up some skulls. Have you ever seen look like that? I've just allowed all my health to go away. Like, I squandered health this run to an extreme level. And I now have, like, 6 bone hearts and 2 demon hearts. It's kind of incredible. Again, if someone wants to, they can work out the rate at which I was hit per room. I think on rooms with enemies, I'm hit, like, nearly once per room. It's just insane. I even get hit on this room, which is kind of a bullshit thing, in my opinion. That a spider landed on my head. Anyway, we have some shops coming up, so I'm quite happy to trade some bombs for money. And I'm happy with the sword. I'm going like, thwa. It's like if I go, yeah, it's a damage up whenever I do like the full charge swing. I'm also messing about, seeing like if spamming the sword is better. Another spirit heart, I'm not going to say no to it. Let's turn you into poops. Double red heart, that's my full bone hearts. Or nearly full, one's half full, but they're all protected now. But yeah, I couldn't quite work out with this item if it was better to spam it or, you know, just swing it like this. I feel like this is the cooler variant at least. But maybe against enemies with like bombs, I'd start spamming it. I also don't know if it's better to get the swipe in. I don't know what the damage is like respective to like bone, for example, if it's similar. Like, is it plus damage when you swipe them? I think it is. Here I just mass panic because I realise he's an explosive enemy. So I get hit a few times, I think. I'm just like, what is going on? Like, cast strats aren't going to work here. Anyway, I've got my Fool card, so that's ready for the beast fight. I don't need to find the Tainted Skull. Or Tinted Skull. Tainted and Tinted. Did they really have to have 2 words so close together in this game? Apparently so. But honestly, health looks good now. This floor was so good for us. It gave us more than we deserved. So I'm feeling good right now. And next fight is the mum fight. By the way, you can pick stuff up from the other side of rocks. I mentioned this before. I decided not to take Bloody Crown. Not sure why. I don't really remember what it does, but most crowns like that have something to do with being on 1 red heart, so I just like, nah, I'm not going to be on 1 red heart, ever. Right, let's go fight Mum in the Dank Depths 2. Again, bomb enemies. That was the room of mass panic. So I was like, I'll teleport out and I'll get the Tinted Skull instead. Because I was so poorly prepared for 2 bomb enemies. Why I didn't just flush, I don't know. So I just hit all my keys and it hit Q. So I'm like, okay, now I need my Tinted Skull. Anyway. Fortunately, I have a bomb. And unfortunately, it's literally next to me. So we have a Fool card again. But now I can't, like, you know, I can't throw it away. I think at that point as well, I'm like, how did I just generate a lightning thing? I didn't realize I had Tech 0. So where's this coming from? And it's like, oh, I see. I see why I can't see it as well, because, you know, I have a sword. Anyway, let's keep slaying enemies. Temperance, you know, could go for Bloodbag again. Interesting room. Ooh. I wish I thought for a second here. So I take Eucharist, just not thinking about it. And then I remember that I'm not going to get another Angel Deal, because Eucharist gives you guaranteed Angel Deal presence. I also have no bombs. Admittedly, Purgatory is not an incredible item from what I've seen. It's okay, though. I should have taken Purgatory though, I know that. I wish I just stopped for like 1 second. I don't know why, like, I sort of like panicked, just picked up an item. I think if I'd thought like for, you know, a fraction of a second, I would have picked up Purgatory. Anyway, Flush is charged again. Oh, one thing I should say, when I do that whole held charge attack, in case you didn't know, it locks you in position so you can't face a different direction. So sometimes I release it and just like restart it again because I want it to be in the direction of the, like, the door I'm facing. Like now, I can't move to face left or right. I have to like go through with the attack. Anyway, nice of you to go on the spikes again. Let's peep our shop because, you know, money's useful. And we get a pretty terrible shop. I do buy the Bible and use it. And it makes sense because I've got the Rosemary, so the Bible will show up almost certainly on your run because it increases the chance. And vice versa, I believe. I'm kind of like, Flight is probably going to be better. It lets me go in the Curse Room for half damage as well, if I want to. There's probably going to be some items in the Void that I can't get, but that now I will be able to get. But I'm kind of like, I'll take Flush with me going forwards. Unless I get another item. I also thought that was going to give me Bookworm, but I guess because I rerolled, it loses my, like, where I'm up to in the transformation. Which it didn't used to do when you rerolled. You used to be able to reroll into transformations pretty easily. Here's IPE-C again to ruin your run. I have to take it. Notice it only gives me 6.7 damage. And now my flying sword that comes off my sword is an IPE-C tier. So I'm like, okay, this is either incredible or I've ruined my run. I need enemies to test out how this is going to work. I was sort of expecting it would make my sword 30-something damage and maybe I'd have no effect to it. Maybe knockback. So I'm like, okay. It's like, I kind of decided immediately, this is bad. This is run ruining. Because if I hit an enemy and just stand in front of him, and the IPE-C tier comes off me and I can't stop it, and I get hit by explosive damage. So I sort of have to bait attacks out and move backwards. Also, when you fling a tier like this, it goes way further forwards. Like, it goes fast and long. So you're just yeeting out IPE-C sword tiers. So I'm like, okay, I might have to do the game with my sword tier damage, which is really bad because I didn't get the damage buff from IPE-C. Really interesting synergy. So yeah, I hit all by accident, great. You can open up chests like this with the sword, perfect. I'm like, I'll blow fires up. No, that's fine. I go into the Curse Room, and it's garbage. And I'm also worried at this point because I can't really swing my sword because of the IPE-C thing. I do realise that you can actually, if I swing forwards and move backwards immediately, you're okay. So, it's pretty bad, but it could be worse. That's what I would say about this. There's also a point in the run where, I can't decide whether or not it's best to swing, like, insanely fast and fire out lots of IPE-Cs, which are pretty weedy, honestly. They're like 6 damage IPE-Cs. Or if it's better to do these one massive swing attacks, get a lot of damage off the massive swing, and then just run away. I sort of just do like hybrids of the both. I pop Horf here just to get out of the pills. Just don't ever pick it up again. But in my opinion, this is not a great synergy. If it gave you the damage with IPE-C, like if this turned me into like 28 damage, I think it would have been great. But because it doesn't, I think it's actually just demonstrably bad. So I'm sort of thinking at this point, what can I do to improve this? And I come to the conclusion that the only thing I can really do is pick up Brimstone maybe, and maybe that will remove the IPE-C tier. And I'll just have Brimstone. Anything to remove the explosion, and then basically I'd be like I was before. Well, this is one thing I would say about IPE-C. It seems like the developers have shoehorned synergies into IPE-C which didn't used to be there, which is kind of nerfed IPE-C in my opinion. Again, it'd be interesting to see what other people think about this. So what I'm saying is, for example, in the past, like IPE-C with Brimstone, it would just make your Brimstone like a 40 damage laser and you would have no explosions. So that was a really nice synergy, because it wasn't a synergy really. It sort of just removed the explosive part of IPE-C. And IPE-C is already a really strong item. I think I start getting a bit salty about it here, saying like, well, because it's doing a lot of damage to me, honestly, that it's just like nerfed a lot, but I kind of still think it's an S tier item. Like, it's a run-winning item in itself, but it's so frustrating that a lot of the synergies now hurt you. That's kind of how it's been nerfed, so it almost feels like you need explosion immunity with IPE-C. Or like you just don't pick up these like cool tier synergies. Because I think this, if this was like Afterbirth and this sword had been added, it would have done like what it used to do with the bone for the Forgotten, which just made it a really high damaging bone. And I think that is part of the nerf of IPE-C. They gave it synergies which are potentially detrimental. Anyway, we come back in here and I just blow up the blue fires. Remember, I picked up the Eucharist. Open the door. If you didn't see through my rambling, there's a sun card over here, and I sort of decide, you know what? We'll take the sun card forward and I'll use it for mapping. I think I was gonna, yeah, I do use this here. I'm like, oh, I'll play this, and then it's like, wait, one play, and it gives me IV back. Don't want IV back. I don't have my hurt myself synergy anymore. I rolled out of it. We'll just use Sun proactive on the next floor to give me mapping, and to kill room, and to do gain health. I looked for the secret room for a while because I figured why not. So I'll let this go on. But yeah, so far I picked it. I don't know what it is. I kind of would love to see stats on this, like what items give you what win percentage at the end of the day. I would have said in Afterbirth, and even Afterbirth Plus, that IPE-C probably gave you a win percentage around 80%. There were 20% of runs where you would still get a synergy that's terrible, like you get number 1 plus IPE-C, so like you'll just hurt yourself all the time, and, you know, or Tiny Planet IPE-C, another famous one, and you'll just ruin your own run. But I feel like now there are so many items that are being added to the game and synergies added to IPE-C that you almost don't want to take anything with IPE-C. You almost just want to take it raw as its its tear effect and just never mess about with it. Because like I wasn't too impressed with it when I got it with Brimstone. I can't remember what the other things I've had it with is. I don't know. I'd have to look back into some of my old VODs, but I've definitely had it a few times now, and I've never been impressed with its synergy. And I'd probably say like IPE-C plus something is either good or truly terrible, like run-endingly terrible, and that's just not acceptable. By the way, I'm blowing blue fires up here because I do have the Bible on the floor, remember, so I would go back, pick up the Bible, and gain that health. But basically, we're ready to go down. I think I checked boss trap room. I'm like, is this worth it? And I'm like, you know what? I'm intrigued. Why? I just want to see if my sword gets bigger. Is that what the range up will do? And basically, I don't really know. I think what it does is it increases the sword that flies off me range, which actually is pretty good for me because it means the IPE-C tier goes further away. And by now I've also realised, as you may have noticed, that if I step backwards as soon as I fire it, I'm not going to get it blown up in my face. So I don't think the synergy is awful at this point. If you're just doing the base game, this is workable. I know I just said it's either good or, you know, run ending, but this is kind of like neither. Kind of average. If it gave you the damage, it would be good. But it's not run ending. You can actually play around it. Again, it could be a bit of like to do with my range being like okay at this point. If you get really bad range, maybe it'd be bad. But anyway, I'm doing like my charge swing strategies, like get in there, swing him, and then move. Well, you know, I have reasonable confidence at this point. I don't want the wedge. It's like, leave that. Let's just move down. Oh, blow up purple fires. And the skulls, you know, I want every advantage because, you know, if I do this now, I don't ever have to do it again. See? 1 spirit heart. This guy nearly hits me like 3 times, and I just like, rather than leaving the room, I'm like, I'm going to kill you. I can't hit that other bonehead, but we get it, and nothing to do. So, in GEHENNA, walk 1 forward, sun card, there's a tinted rock. One nice thing about IPE-C, and I've mentioned this before, unlimited explosives is actually really strong. So, it does have that going for it. I don't know why that happened, by the way. What gave me an extra spirit heart there? Was that the rosemary? I picked up a spirit heart and got another one immediately. I wasn't complaining, but... this fight's kind of annoying because there's so many boulders everywhere. Again, I have to be super careful with IPE-C. And then they're throwing troll bombs at me. So, I'm very cautious in this fight. But my health is really good. I'm like, sure, I'll take some more bombs. that seems fine. Anyway, I'm like, do I go in the curse room? Do I go in the curse room? It's like, It's like, I don't like this room, so maybe I shouldn't have gone in the curse room. I'm trying to be careful here because of the rocks as well, because the IPE-C explosion will hit me still. Right in front of me. Yeah, I don't know why I do that room. I'm kind of like, I'll do the curse room, and I'm like, you know what? It's not worth it. If I had flight, I probably would have done, but I'm not trading 2 spirit hearts. Another nice use of flush. Here's an example of me being like a bit not careful. I stood slightly too far away from the poop, didn't kill it in one swing, and got hit by the IPE-C explosion. But another lesson to be learned. Either way, I've not taken so much horrendous damage, except for that. Like 2 seriously bad damages, one after another. I don't know why I just tried to run away from the fire there. Like it's like whatever that film was called with Harrison Ford. I can't remember it now. Where he's just like running away from the turned over thing. Is it like the Fugitive? It's the Fugitive, right? It's like the Fugitive running away from the truck. Oh, you've woken up again, Millie. Well, we're coming towards the end of the run, so it's a good time to wake up. I'm like, I'll take mystery item here, please. The run I don't feel confident with winning yet, so... And I get Shoot to Whoop. And I'm like, you know what? I'll take Shoot to Whoop. Over Flush. Immediately I'm worried about Shoot to Whooping because I don't know if I'm going to IPE-C shoot at the same time. I don't, so I learned that. But I waste a bit more HP here. Nearly you have to redo the room then, because I nearly went through the blown up door. There's probably a shout here actually just to have run through the doors, blowing them up. But, you know. I have honor. I fight everyone. Oh, by the way, also Immaculate Conception is paid out by now. I have like a little guardian angel. And a health up pill. Nice. Where was that health up pill ages ago? When I had Acid Baby. Anyway. Another kind of annoying room. But I'm like, on guard. It's like, I'll take you in the choke. It's like, come here. Nope, you're on the flank. Get out. Again, I can't turn around there. So this is where I start trying to spam shoot. So you can see now I'm firing IPE-C shots everywhere. But you may have noticed there, I'm not doing much damage. Like, they're not one-shotting enemies like normal IPE-C would. Because they have 6 damage IPE-C tiers. It's really bad. I don't know why you lose the damage, honestly. I don't know what caused that. It must be the sword. Maybe it's OP if the sword is like 40 damage. Maybe just one-shot bosses and stuff, but I don't know. I felt like it was in the keeping with the spirit of the item. It's not a synergy I'd expect. I don't mind necessarily the fires of a sword with an IPE-C tier. That's fine, I can understand that, but I don't get why I lose the damage. So like, is my sword a damage down or something? Anyway. But we carry on. I do stupid things for these rewards, honestly. I'm trying not to hit that center pillar because, again, the IPE-C will blow up in my face. Why am I taking a bomb? Like, why am I taking the risk for one bomb? It just doesn't make sense. Anyway, there's a shop down here. We solved this puzzle by cheating. It's also not too bad because I can sort of, you know, control my shots. Because these are the, like, sentries that move when I'm firing. So I'm like, I'll just remove the fire here. Fire here. Fire here. I think I swing and... Oh, we complete the room there. I was going to swing and let them pass, but that was the end room button, so we were good. Great use of Shoot to Whoop there. Another Spirit Heart. The game keeps rewarding me. We'll go back in the shop. I can't donate the 34 coins anymore because my donation machine broke. I take BFF because I have a familiar, so I was like, why not? Take the cards. Might as well. Buy the sack, buy the key, why don't you? Buy the bomb, honestly. Because, you know, what am I doing with this money now? Like, I could use a beggar or something, maybe, coming forwards. That's about it. I'm looking for second secret room here. Just checking it's not there. Never seen this room before. I like it. It's cool. Pretty easy, but I liked it. I sort of, again, my brain sort of, like, poops the bed. Because I've never seen that attack before. The floor reached out and grabbed me, and I was not approving of it. And I couldn't get out of it, so we do get another hit there. But I'm like, you know what? It's not too bad. Look for second secret room still. It's here. And I'm like, you know what? Beggar bum. I might as well give you some bombs, because, you know, I have IPE-C. He pays out immediately with Nancy bombs. I'm like, you know what? I'll take 20 Nancy bombs. That could be useful. Anyway, we take the dad's note and we're on the up path now. So we just need to pick up a cracked key at some point. And we'll get tainted of JUDAS. But obviously we want to beat the beast. That is the goal of this run. Again, I think we have a... Yeah, I struggle with this room so much. I lose so much health here and I don't know why. I just sort of stand in front of enemies. Then I walk into that chest. So I took like 3 full hearts of damage. So there go all my spirit hearts. But, you know, we have outs here because we have infinite bombs in the form of IPE-C. I'm very lucky there those skulls didn't break into, like, the Bone Lords. Literally none of them did. I guess I was unlucky as well that they didn't turn into, like, cards. And I'm like, you know what, just get up. Get up and out. We just want to leave as fast as possible. Again, nice little room here. Set up again for another swing. I get hit here because I think I shoot the angel in front of me with IPE-C and don't move back, so that's another health down. We finally found out what this trinket does, by the way. Expansion pack, fun extras. I found out what the fun extras are. I shoot the whoop, and I got a coin there. Did you notice I got a coin? That was from my trinket. I didn't notice it at the time, but that's what the trinket did. I'm kind of like, oh, I want a red heart, but you know what? Just go up. Just keep going. Like, the faster we go up, the less damage we take. There's not much improvements you can get on these floors. Nearly walk into brimstone. Wouldn't have been smart. Perfect. Blow up the skulls, why not? Perfect. There's nothing, but still solid play. A shoot the whoop. I shoot the whoop. Do I shoot the whoop? I thought I shoot the whoop in here. I'm really not playing well in this room. There's 2 bonies and I'm just like, how do I swing it in their face? And then we get death. Again, so many skulls in this room, break them. What if I get like 3 demon hearts? You know, that could be big. I get a crawl space. Another death card. I'm like, ooh. I don't want to mess about with this guy in here with like IPE-C sword. So I'm like, you know what? We'll just death this. Why is the ladder so discoloured in here? I don't get it. But anyway, it looks like the pixels are just wrong or something. Anyway, I think is this where I shoot the whoop? I shoot the whoop eventually, god damn you. I know I do. I'm building up the tension for shoot the whoop, unless you know what this trinket does. And I suppose I don't know exactly what the trinket does yet, but I've got a good idea. I shoot the whoop and I teleport. I'm like, what happened? Oh. So I figured this trinket, and I guess tell me if I'm wrong, I don't mind. It gives you a random effect every time you push your spacebar item. So it's like wild magic from D&D. Like if you're a sorcerer of that type, a wild magic sorcerer. Very fun, honestly. It's basically that. So we've got a coin so far and a teleport. They're the 2 effects I've seen. And I'm like, I'm not sure about this as a trinket. Honestly, the teleport scares me more than anything. Had this not happened, I might have taken this trinket going forwards. Newsflash, I'm going to drop this trinket fairly soon. Because I'm so scared of going into the beast fight and like teleporting out. Or Dogma and teleporting out. We pick up another red heart here. That's very nice. I also talk at this point, we should really leave trinkets that we don't want when we're going to fight the beast on the boss room. Even if we've left one already, we should just leave others there. Oh, you thought I forgot to use this prayer card, did you? There you go. I've used it now. Probably should have waited till I completed the floor before using it. But, hey-ho. And then I'm like, wait. Give me the prayer card. There are batteries in here. This is health. Now, I have to do some mental gymnastics here, because like I can hit the sword and pick up the item, but it'll drop an IPE-C here that will blow me up. So I'm like, you know what? Use the explosion to my advantage. There's a prayer card. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do the rest of the floor with prayer cards, not with shoot the whoop. And I will use prayer card again. Get the eternal heart. And since I see the exit there, I'm like, you know what? We'll leave as soon as I get it. So I'm just building up charge right now. Nice dodge here. We pick up that coin because there's no... Oh my god. There's no limitation. Yeah, I nearly walked through the next floor and left my active item behind. Admittedly, Shoot the Whoop doesn't do much against the beast, but I still think it's a pretty good value proposition. Especially since I have the habit. Anyway, one more big room. Nice little shot there from the enemy. I couldn't really complain about that. It kind of snuck it in under my radar. By the way, the worm just holds enemies in place. I think it does do a small amount of damage. Because I'm trying to work out if BFF is actually helping me right now or not. I think it is, but I could honestly be wrong. It could be like poison ticks that I'm mistaking. Anyway, I come back here for my active item. I pop prayer cards, and you see I get Doctor's Remote effect. That also scares me about this trinket. I'm like, I've had 3 effects. One of them I didn't notice at the time, remember, as well. I didn't notice the coin. So far I've seen 2 effects in my brain. I have seen Teleport and Doctor's Remote on yourself. They're not exactly what you want. I mean, I guess if you're prepared for Doctor's Remote, you could do something. I Shoot the Whoop here and got the effect of, like, Unicorn Horn. Or Red Room with the red key because I had a spare red cracked key. Unfortunately, it was a curse room, so I don't use it, I think. Because I don't want to trade a Bone Heart. Some elite level dodging there. And how ballsy was I just to stand in his face and just, you know, charge up a shot. We just take a hit there because I'm kind of like, I don't want to use Shoot the Whoop, which really means I should have dropped my trinket. Go back and pick this red hat up, please. Well done, Andalona. Good play. I blow these rocks up in case of the crawl space, but it's a pretty long shot. Ooh, what's this pill? What's this pill? Tears up. Hooray. Let me spam the sword even more. I was hoping for Balls of Steel, obviously. Hey, Judgment can be useful. I put down a bomb for the first time and, like, scare myself because I get, like, my purgatory friends. And I'm like, ah, yeah, Nancy bombs, I remember now. I picked them up. Anyway, we're hoping for health up here. Like, we don't really need mapping on this floor. And I don't want one of the beans. That's purgatory going off. And we've got health. You know what? Perfect. So, you know, I'm at 10 health now going potentially into the last fight. I'll take it. Okay, I kind of make a little bit of a misplay there, but we didn't get punished for it. Yeah, this is what convinces me that the worm was doing damage. I don't think I did damage there. I think it just killed the enemy. We get hit again here, but I do a pretty good job, honestly, protecting Bone Hearts during this stage of the run. There's Telepathy for Dummies again. I should have picked it up, honestly. I've re-rolled my run, so I should have got another book. It wouldn't have mattered, because I don't think I'll get another book for this run. By the way, another cracked key. So I'm just going to pop this cracked key for another room. Why am I doing extra rooms? So if you get like a red secret room, for example, that could be another item. Great, amnesia, thank you. Just what I wanted. Shoot fires. They can pop out into Spirit Hearts. I'm like, spam Ipecac here. Don't let them close in on you. It's like, perfect. Shoot poops. I'm still looking for a use of this cracked key. Because I have a spare one. You know. There's some items that could have really helped me here. I don't know what yet, but there could have been some, I'm sure. Another red heart there. That's excellent news. And I finally get somewhere I can use this cracked key. I.e. this room. I just pick up the charge key. I don't bother waiting. And I get an arcade. Unfortunately, it's a pretty bad arcade, honestly. And I'm like, I don't really know how I can make any advantage here. I play the slot machine because I'm like, I could get a good pill. I could get $1 as well. And that's about it. The blood bank would have been a really risky play. It could have given me a health up. If I had a sun card or something like that on the floor, or a lot of red hearts, I think I would have played blood donation machine. But I'm like, no, we're just going to blow it up. Half a spirit heart though, you know what? I'll take it. Who cares if we're on a full heart or half a heart? Doesn't matter. And then I decide to blow these up, play the slot machine a few more times. At the very least, I've generated a bunch of red hearts in here to protect bone hearts. So I'm quietly content by what happens here. Another pill, look down. How about no? I was feeling a bit smarmy. I was hoping that was balls of steel because I was like, we could do this for a pill. It'd be worth it if we get a good pill. And I'm like, what is this pill? And it's like, oh, it's looked down. Anyway, we've done with this room as well. Let's get out. Okay, Gish. Gish is fine. We can deal with Gish. Just swing on him. Just swing on him. Swing some more. Swing until he dies. I lose my half spirit heart there. I'm kind of not happy with how I dealt with this room. By this point, I'm like, you know what, just use your normal bombs. And we finally say goodbye to our weird trinket. Cricket leg. I don't really figure out what this does, but it's like if a fly kills an enemy, you get another fly or something. I haven't quite worked it out. But it's something to do with flies. I start getting like red flies and so on. Just to spoil the action again. Again, we annihilate all enemies in this room. And we're just trying to get out of here as fast as possible. Just get to the boss fight, you know. The sooner, the better. I just noticed, well, I had a hard out on this recording, and it's coming up, so I hope I can record all the audio before that meeting I've got coming up. Because otherwise I'll have to stitch two audios together and finish this off another time. Which would be pretty frustrating, but I have like 15 minutes. I think we're coming close to the end of this run, so... Anyway, this guy kind of scares me. We get hit again. I'm really worried about losing my bone heart here. Fortunately, I get a really lucky swing there. And I catch one of his tendrils. We have a spare key again, so I go in here. We shoot the whoop. And I generate a fly. You notice? Green fly. So it's not the normal flies, it's like the locusts, sorry. But I don't know if it's just like we kill an enemy and we can get a locust. Maybe that's it. But it kind of feels like going forward so that when the locusts kill an enemy, I get another locust, so... I don't know if that's programmed into it, or if it's literally just an enemy gets killed, you have a chance to gain a locust. So you see there, like, I got 4 white flies. But you know what, maybe they came off a different enemy. Yeah, maybe it's just I kill an enemy, you gain a fly. Which is honestly fine as a trinket. That's acceptable. I hide behind the pillar, congratulations. We protect the bone heart yet again. I'm like, oh, not plum again. But we do serious damage, honestly, when we do like that super spin maneuver. The worm is also helping me, you know, holding people in place so that I can just hit them with IPE-C. This room is horrible. I'm like explosive enemies. Just, like, give me space to swing my sword, will you? Eventually I do get some space and I'm like, okay, you're all dead now. But when I entered, I was like, I can't swing because I'm going to hurt myself. And again, we get to go up a floor. And we're back to home. We make it to home. And as you can imagine now, we're going to get the tainted character. 1 more health as well. And I swapped the trinket again. Wooden cross. This gives you Holy Mantle for like 1 hit on the floor. And I'm kind of like... I wonder how this is going to treat it in the fight with Beast. Like, is every phase going to give me, you know, a charge? But newsflash, it doesn't. Anyway, we unlock Tainted Judas, so we do achieve something. I gain another range up, which is fine. And we sleep in the bed. But I'm a little bit concerned by my run, because I also see if you can blow that up, but you can't. I'm like really worried, because I don't think I can get close to Dogma. And most of my damage is on that charge swing. So I'm like, you know what? You have to deal with this. And by this, I mean, like, the worm is going to kind of have to, like, do some damage here. I get hit here. This is really, truly bad damage. I think I get hit here as well. But I'm also worried about the TV hitting me with IPE-C, so I'm, like, trying to stay away from it. Eventually, I start going, like, is spamming it better? I mean, it's nice for, like, blocking tears as well with the sword, because I think the sword seems to, like, break tears. But I've already taken a few hits I'm not proud of. Yeah, we get hit there from this weird brimstone laser. Habit charged up Shoot the Whoop. We use Shoot the Whoop to get a kill. So, honestly, we've lost a HP at this point. Nearly 2. But it's not too bad. Dogma second phase, honestly, he blesses me. He does this attack so often. and I kind of throw away the blessing a little bit. So I do well here, but in the future, I'm not going to dodge these as well. And I also wonder if the worm is stopping him from doing his Beyblade maneuver. Because like the worm is holding it in place at like certain points, and maybe it just can't declare that attack. There's one hit immediately. It's like, you can't take damage here. You can't afford to. You know, this is an easy part. But like now, he's not doing his Blade attack. It's perfect. The worm is holding him in place. Anyway, he's doing the light attack again. I get hit again. A bit unlucky, honestly, that time, but I should be protecting him a little bit better. But anyway, Dogma almost dead. I have Shoop de Whoop, use it, there you go. And at this point, I'm feeling pretty content. You know, we lost 2 HP, I can live with it. We get Holy Mantle again into the beast fight. And I'm like, okay, spam. Wait, where's my Ipecac going? Why is it lobbing them across the map? And I'm like, oh my god, I can't hit them. Like, I literally can't. I can't stand in the middle of the map and hit them. So I'm like trying to go down and hit him, but I literally can't. I don't know if this is a bug or intentional or just something that Ipecac does. By the way, there goes Holy Mantle. But I can't hit him on these things. So I'm like, I'm going to have to just swing him with the sword. But these are so hard to get close to that I don't know if it's easy enough to do this with melee damage. Fortunately, Habit's charging Shoot the Whoop. Finally, the worm holds him in place, so I do get a few shots in here. But honestly, my sodium levels went off the chart here. Because I'm like, I can't hit him. Like, look how high it's lobbing. Like, why doesn't it just go straight across? I might show it eventually, but I start shooting it down and it just goes directly down. I don't know why it's lobbing them so high in the air. It might be my range upgrades, because I've had a few range upgrades. It might be that, but I feel like this is like ultra punishing. I just don't see why the tail doesn't go sideways. The other thing that's problematic is I felt like I couldn't get close to the boss like now. How do I get close to him in this attack and swipe him? So all my HP is just going away. We do get a kill, but I lose like 3 HP there. So I know by now we've lost. We've lost the run. Again, I'm trying to find a position where I can hit him. If I sit in the very bottom corner, I can hit him with Ipecac. Problem, this guy blocks areas of terrain, so I don't know how we don't get hit there, but I can't hit you again with my Ipecac shots. Like, I feel this is like so like harsh. I feel like it's unintentional. By the way, my speed is pretty poor, so this attack is hard for me to dodge. But I still should do better. But anyway, again, I can't really get close to him because of, you know, the flies around him. The worm is doing some pretty good work for me, but I can't make the most of it. I also can't just use the habit to, you know, charge Shoot the Whoop, because I will lose eventually. I'm like, yeah, you've lobbed another shot at me, but I'm just like, I'm kind of in this standoff where I can't do anything. And I'm trying to think, like, what attack can I hit you on? Like, not this one. Anyway, there's Shoot the Whoop, which gets me into the next phase. And I'm like, okay, I just have to sit in your face then. I've lost 3 HP already. I'm just going to have to spam. Oh, by the way, at this point as well, where's my Ipecac shot gone? I'm spamming my shot, and I've run out of Ipecac. So again, I think this is a bug. But I'm not shooting my Ipecac anymore, so I literally only have the melee attack, unless I charge it. So I'm literally batting away his things and just trying to stay close to him. But I have 2 health. I start dropping Nancy bombs on them, in the hope that, you know, I can get a kill. Because, like, you're going to see it again, I'm going to start spamming. For some reason, I've lost my Ipecac thing. Anyway, I drop a Nancy bomb there and get hit by it, which is great, and then I die in the top corner. But as you can imagine, my salt was pretty high at the time, because, you know, I feel cheated by the game. It has removed my Ipecac tier, and my Ipecac tier was useless, so I don't know. Maybe if we go fight the beast, I'm saying we should just not pick Ipecac up, because it seems to have some really bad synergies on that side screen. And it just has some bad synergies in general. But I also want to put as like a bracket, I still think it's an S tier item. But I just think it's bad in synergies. Either way, I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you did. And we'll see you next time. Hopefully not in a scuff format again, but we'll see. Goodbye.